a little late by accident. I meant to start the stream at 12, but then stuff happened. But hey, I'm here now. Welcome to the stream. Wow, cool. This is gonna be the first of like 2 streams today. Just because I kind of want to separate the 2 streams, because this is about the Abysmal Plain, and the stream later is gonna be me playing Deltarune. I don't really know why I'm gonna be playing Deltarune. Just randomly felt like it yesterday, and I was like, yeah, I'll stream it. So we're gonna be going back to chapter 1 because I never played that on the channel. So yeah. But anyway, hi. I'm finally back to normal streaming. I don't know why I said finally. It's been like a week. I've taken way longer breaks. But yeah, today we're gonna be talking about Redacted. We're gonna be talking about the Abysmal Plain, obviously. We're gonna be talking about, we're gonna take a listen through the album maybe as well. And I'll like talk about some like production stuff. Yeah. But if you're watching this and you want to get the album and stuff like that, go do it, I guess. You can watch the album here on YouTube. There's a full album stream, and then there's audio videos for every single song. And, well, lyric videos for Hex and I Am Colossus. Or you can go get it on stores on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon. I mean, it's on YouTube Music as well, I guess. And Bandcamp. Those links are in the description, I think. Did I put them in the description? Hopefully, that would be pretty cool. Yeah. All those links are in the description. So, yeah. We're going to talk about the album and everything. So, yeah. Ow. Whoa. So I'm going to get the album pulled up real quick. Get out of here. Give me the album. I'm just going to get the album video pulled up, I guess. I don't know. Shut up. Alright. Let's turn that up as well. So yeah, we're gonna talk about the Abysmal Plain, obviously. So let's get talking. This album, if you don't know, Biomend, my project, that this is under, is kind of like a series of connected, concept albums. So, every album has its own story, but all of them are connected in like a bigger universe. This album's kind of weird because it's the second album I've released, but it's the third in the story. The second album in the story is going to come out either later this year or next year. I don't know. It's in production. It's been in production for over a year. So it'll probably be out next year. I don't know. I don't want to rush myself like I did with Dawn of the Tyrant, because it's going to fucking suck then. Because I did that with Dawn of the Tyrant, and I mean, either way, I think it would have sucked. But it's like Dawn of the Tyrant sucks a lot. And it was probably because I rushed it. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, the Abysmal Plain has been in production for like over a year, I think. Yeah. There was an original demo for I Am Colossus that I made back in April of 2022. It was when I was working on Dawn of the Tyrant Deluxe, I think, still. It's not a great demo, but whatever. And it was an idea I kind of held on to that I was like, oh, this is kind of cool, I guess. It's a cool idea. And then I started working on like an EP that I wanted to do, because I knew Final Stand was going to take me a long time to do. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to make an EP and release that on Christmas last year as like a 1-year anniversary thing for Dawn of the Tyrant, and also a thing to tide people over until I released Final Stand. That didn't happen, but I made Amalgamate and released that on my birthday, I think. Yeah, it was on my birthday. And that song didn't change in its final version just because I don't have the file. I don't think I have the files for it anymore. I don't think, at least. I couldn't find them. Maybe I'll dig through my laptop sometime and try to find them. Um, or at least I don't have like the recordings anymore. I might have the FLP still, but I didn't want to try to re-record the riffs because one of them kind of like glitched out when like Audacity fucked up when I was recording it, and then it's like one of the main repeating riffs. It's like a little glitchy, and that wasn't added in post. It sounds kind of cool, but it was like that because Audacity fucked up. And I don't actually remember how to play that riff. I remember how to play the main riff. I know how to do that one. It's not. It hurts to do, but I know how to do it. But when I made Amalgamate, I remember making the instrumental, and I was like, it was like the heaviest thing I've ever made. And then writing the lyrics for the song took fucking forever. Like, I think that might be the longest I've ever spent writing lyrics for a song. Except for, I don't know. I Am Colossus might have taken actually longer. I don't know. It took me a few days, or like around a week, to finish writing Amalgamate. No, that I Am Colossus didn't take as long then. I Am Colossus took like 4 or 5 days, I think, to finish. And, finish writing and everything. Amalgamate took like a whole week for me to write lyrics. Because I made the instrumental first, and then I did lyrics. And then vocally, I started experimenting with false chord more, because Fry, at that point, I couldn't really do Fry as well. I used to, at like the start of 2022, and you could hear it in like in Pestilence and in Dollar Tyrant Deluxe, I was getting better at Fry. And it sounded more like actual Fry, and it wasn't just me pitching my voice up a little bit and like adding some weird distortion on it, like it wasn't Dollar Tyrant. It was like it was like actual Fry. But then like after I did Pestilence, for some reason I just couldn't do it anymore. It was like squeezing out, and like I could do it, but I couldn't really do it. So I started using it less. I started using Fry a lot less, even though it was something I used a lot. And I started experimenting with false chord. And Amalgamate was the first time I guess I experimented with like high false chord. Shut up, computer. Cease speaking. I don't care. All right. But Amalgamate was like the first time I really experimented with false chord, because I started like working on making it like proper false chord, because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing beforehand. I was doing like a technique that hurt me, but by the time I got around to Amalgamate, it wasn't like perfect, but there was some really cool moments. Especially one of my all-time favorite moments in any song I've ever made is the like scream choir in Amalgamate. I'll get to that later when we get to Amalgamate. In production, it's like a little iffy, I think, on me, because there's like two just like overlaying screams that kind of overpower the entire choir, but the actual choir sound is so fucking cool. That's one of the coolest things I think I've done vocally. But I guess it was also kind of the start of me doing more like eclectic vocals, because now that's kind of my vocal style, is that I just kind of like fuck around and act like an insane mental asylum patient. Thanks, Justin Bonnet's Tala, for being cool, I guess. He's kind of the person that mainly inspired this kind of vocal style I have now. So, yeah, it was kind of the start of that. And then after Amalgamate, I think I just kind of hit like a writing block. I was like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And that's why I think I had Amalgamate done in November. And originally I was like, oh yeah, I could get the entire album done at this rate. And then I didn't, because I didn't know what I was doing. And then back in like, I think March this year, I started getting more ideas. I think I made a weird like blues demo out of nowhere. And that turned into Atreyu. So that we'll talk about that later. But that was kind of interesting. So, and then I started experimenting with things, and I made like an early demo of I Am Colossus, where it wasn't even really like the full song. I think it was like the first 2 verses in the chorus, and the chorus was completely different. I actually had multiple versions of the chorus. One of them was really weird. It was like really weird. And then I kind of like found a version of the chorus that I thought was kind of cool, and I stuck with it. I like I'm Colossus. I think it's a good like kick in the door track. And then kind of just kept going from there. I started getting more ideas, and I started mixing things together. Like I started mixing the kind of genty, progressive style with like almost a nu metal here and there, with stuff like Hex. I think that goes full nu metal sometimes with the rapping and shit. I'm Colossus even kind of gets there a little bit. And then there are other more progressive tracks as well. Like, obviously, like Atreyu, Dancers to Dissonance, where they're both... Those are weird tracks. And then it's obviously Transcendence, which is the 11.5-minute closer. So, that's also going to be a little progressive. Meanwhile, let's stop talking about it, okay? I got the album pulled up here. That's very quiet, actually. I don't know how quiet that is on screen. It's quiet for me, at least. So, yeah. This is I'm Colossus. First track on the album. Okay. I'm gonna try not to pause too much. But I should mention this. There is a bonus edition for the album coming out. It's not done yet. I still have the bonus track to make. I still have to do that. Because I haven't really had ideas for it. And again, I don't want to force things. So you can probably expect it like next month. I don't really know. But yeah. Back to what we were doing. It's kind of like an experiment on kind of like off beats and shit. That was a polyrhythm as well. Tried to experiment with that. I don't even know what that noise is. This is like... I don't know where that even came from. I don't even know why I did it. I just did the... You stepped out of line! And just decided to go... Like, I don't even know. The first verse actually used to be really different. Like, I had the same guitar riff, but the lyrics were completely different. This is a surprisingly hard riff for me. Probably for like a professional guitarist, they're like, oh, it's fucking easy. But I'm not good at guitar, so there's a difference. I think I'm Colossus had the most demos out of any song, probably. It definitely changed the most. Especially from the original demo in 2022. It was completely different back then. And not good. I like the song though. I think for a first track it works well. There's a bonus track. I also like this part right here. It's kind of a nice like verse breakdown. I think this and something else I get to later are like the best breakdowns on the album. I also don't know how I did that. Like or something. I don't know. It's weird. I don't even know when I got to that. But I think this works as a good opening track. But the bonus track is going to be a very different opening track. It's going to be more like creepy and weird. Also, if you look at the lyrics for this track, you'll probably notice kind of what it's about. Some of them are going to be much more vague. Like, amalgamate's meaning is like what the fuck? But this song is probably much more clear. Same with Hex, probably, especially in the rapping bits there. But then stuff like Amalgamate, and that's even to like Transcendence and Parabola and stuff are much harder to understand. I also like this breakdown. I think the riff could be better though. Oh my god. And here's the first long scream on the album. I heard this a lot. On the lie. There's like multiple just like long screams on the album. I don't know why I did that noise. I did this bit. I don't even know what I was doing here. I just decided it would be funny if I made noises. And also there's like a weird kind of like distorted whistle sound. Kind of breathy whistle sound in the background. Or something.
This is gonna hurt.
That "This Is Gonna Hurt" wasn't even supposed to be in the song, and I was like, it kind of works to lead into like this part. Yeah. I don't know why I did that. This part was kind of interesting. I wanted to just go, like, have a weird transition of me going, "Ah!" and just lead into a, like, jazz bit. Well, here's the trumpet solo. There's supposed to be another one on the album somewhere, but I don't think I ever did it. It's supposed to be on Enemy, I think, but I didn't do it because I was like, it doesn't really fit. Then I kind of realized at the end of the song was going to be the song is kind of bloated anyway. Enemy is probably my least favorite on the album. And then it's fine, but it's, sorry, hit my mic. But it's just okay, I think. In comparison, at least, to some of these other tracks. Which I know I'm not the best musician, but I'm proud of him, okay? Shut the fuck up. And here's the second one. This is the one I did. I don't know how I didn't do the... Actually, nah. I do know how I didn't do the other one live. If you don't know, I did a live concert back in, like, May. And the first long stream, just the guttural, just the... I didn't do that one. I didn't go fully for, like, the 19 seconds that one was. Here's Amalgamate. And I think it's because I was just going into... Actually, I'm going to pause for a second so I can talk about Amalgamate. I think it was because I was, like, just doing the last, like, I was doing that part of the breakdown. So I had to, like... I kind of forgot it was coming, so I was like, oh, shit. And when I heard that, like, other snare sound, going into, the long guttural... I didn't have enough breath at that time. But I did this one better because I had like an entire minute break of doing vocals. So I was fine. Yeah, I like I Am Colossus. I think it's fun. I don't know if it's probably not my favorite on the album. It's really up there though. I like it. And here's Amalgamate. This is the only song on the album that doesn't use a real bass. Because again, I couldn't really remaster it or anything because I couldn't find the files, and I was not doing everything again. There's also so many layers. To the school. I think I did like multiple different like drum beats for just this riff. It also repeats a lot. It's probably maybe the most avant-garde. This and maybe Transcendence on the or maybe like the most weird structurally, because Transcendence doesn't even have a chorus. It's just like it has a few little repeating parts. Like it has the everything is quiet thing that repeats, I think, but it's not. That's not a chorus, and it's different both times. So yeah, it leads into something completely different. It's just a breakdown, call it. This one has like a million choruses though. Well, like it's all the same chorus, but it's repeated, I think, a few times more than I usually would. I like this riff. You can hear me try to experiment with the singing light in darkness was never so hard. And you get it. Yeah, let's go back a second. You can hear that swam, but it was really like squeezed. It's very squeezed out. So yeah, not very good. Oh, it's really airy and wheezy right there. Probably not good. Don't do that. I know a little bit more about vocal health and vocal techniques and stuff now. To say that that's bad, you're gonna fuck up your voice if you have like wheezy false chords. Especially when you go high. If you have like or something. They probably wouldn't do that. But you know, something kind of like that. You're gonna fuck up your voice. It may not hurt, but it's gonna ruin your voice. I like this part. I also like the drum beat. Here's where I started doing. That's where I started trying to do higher false chords. It was really supposed to be a fry, but it kind of just did a false chord. I was like, singing light of darkness was never so hard, but connected to 1,000 beats. Not really, it sounded different. But my vocal techniques were back there were different. This was your false chord. I think the false chord's weird now. I mean, kind of weird. More properly, though. Here we go, we're repeating the chorus again. I think that's like the third time. Oh, we're going into it, I think soon. Here we go. This is the only part that's doubled. That's it. Right there. That's the scream choir. So there's like some like normal screams layered in there. There's like a normal Lord, Lord. And then there's probably like a fry layered in there. I mean, and there's like one just like layered in there. Those kind of squeezed. Don't do that. But then you have like always like a Lord. But then there was like some weird ones. I think there was like a pig squeal layered in there. It's like a Lord. It's probably some like weird like there's like it was like over 10 layers I think of vocal tracks. It's cool. I like it. And also that I am reborn. That is like the only like doubled layer in the entire song. I was kind of like switching how I did that kind of stuff because I would usually like double up vocal tracks for a while. Sometimes I wouldn't, but I would do it a lot. And this song was like too. This song was vocally technical for me at the time, and instrumentally technical. It was the hardest song I had made for a while. Don't know if I say that anymore. The song doesn't even really follow a structure at all. It's kind of like a halftime chorus. Amalgamate was my favorite when I made it. So I had that like breakdown in I'm Colossus, and I was like, ooh, what if I break that into an entire song, kinda, or like the like synth kind of thing into like the melody of the verse, or not verse, riff. And that's where Hex came from. I've come too far, something breaks. Do I regret anything? You cross the threshold, you know you can't go back. But to the force of reality, the very what you'll dark. You're for a reason it's on the fall. Get away from me. I like this part. So get back, get away from me. It's just the start of things. Run, get, go. Freak. I tried to experiment with harmonies here. I do like this riff more than I think the breakdown of I'm Colossus. I was experimenting with purpose here, I think.
Did you ever think for a second that you were overanalyzing it?
Here comes the first rap. I'm gonna like ditch the concept here, just so I can do like the actual meaning of the song. Here. Interesting thing about right there. Let me pull up the lyrics. Where's my Google Drive? I don't fucking know. That's the wrong Google, I think. Yeah, here it is. Let's find Hex lyric. Oh yeah, AI tried to guess the lyrics sometime. No, they did the same thing for I Am Colossus. Alright. This is like, you're not thinking of yourself, stop analyzing everything. You know what I could do? Let me just quickly, I don't know, go here. Oh, well, my camera's gone for a minute. Right here. This area right here. I don't think anybody's found it yet. But if you do look at the lyrics, it goes, you're not thinking of yourself, stop analyzing everything. And if someone that like hasn't watched the stream sees this and is like, and like looks at the lyrics and is like, oh, that's kind of weird. It kind of goes like, the syllable is going to go 1. For every line it goes 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 3. That's on purpose. It's supposed to be like that because if someone's, analyzing the lyrics here, they'd maybe try to see like, oh, the syllables follow the Fibonacci sequence. If you don't know what that is, good. I'm a nerd, so that's why I know it. Yeah, let me quickly. Let's explain it. Fibonacci sequence, but Google can probably explain it better. Yeah, so it's where it's a sequence where every number in the sequence is the sum of the last two numbers. So it'd be like 0 and then 1, and then 0 plus 1 is 2. Is not 2. It's 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 1 3. 3 plus 2 5. Blah blah blah. You get it. It follows that, and then it goes back down from 5 to 3. So you get, you're not thinking of yourself. Stop analyzing everything. For that kind of it follows the favorite life. It's like, well, there you go. The more you know.
Raise on the void. Raise on the void. Raise on the void. Raise it on the find. Raise it on the find. No, they need to be defined. Get back away from me. I'm coming to die on my mind. Just get back, stay away from me. This is the start of things. Why can't I go back? Hello.
I like that kind of like, I don't know why I didn't talk about it when it just came up earlier, but the like, bring the void. I like that part. Oh yeah, there's a little added chorus that here we go into a breakdown. First time doing just like a it wasn't a blah, it was like or something. Well, noise as your breakdown call out. Let me add sin. That kind of knife. Well, okay. Funny story here. When I was making the song, right after I got down to that breakdown, I think. Actually, no, I think I got a little bit further after that. But then my computer blue screened. It just fucking blue screened while I was making the song. So, and I got and all that I had saved up to that point was, well, I mean, for some reason, I did the FL Studio demo, so I was like, I can't open up an old project because I'm using the demo. So I just had to use, sometimes I would save like little like progress things, I guess, on my computer. I would export like, here's what I have done of this song so far. I did that a lot for Hex and I'm Colossus, I think. And all I had up to was up to that breakdown. So after the "This is no kind of life," right after that, it would have sounded so much different because I was like fucking pissed because I was like, what do I do now? I think I had like most of the song finished as well. So then I just did like, I'll just put that part in here in a new FL Studio project, and then I'll just do the rest there, I guess. I don't know. So it would have sounded so much different, I guess, because it would have not had like the same production quality. It would have been like a different kind of sound when you get to this part, and I wouldn't have had an instrumental or anything. But then for some reason I could open the project. I don't really know why. My computer blue screen fucked over FL Studio for that project, so that's pretty cool. And I just didn't want to redo all of it, and then like I came back, the next day, and that's when for some reason I could. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. Another long scream. That's what it's only like 12 seconds, I think. With Fry, you can do this fucking. You can just do this. That's it. The first time I did that, I don't even know how I did it. I was gonna do like something else for that part, but I just went. And then I like added like that distortion on. And the first time I heard it back, I was like, "What the fuck?" it was so like weird. My jaw like dropped. It was like it was like a weird whistle note. And it's not the first time I actually. Was it the first time I did that? When did I release Seed? I forgot. That was like April. So this might have been the first time I did it, because I think I made the song in April. Seed. April 23rd. But I didn't make hex on this computer. Well, actually, I have the emails that I sent to myself with the song. So I might have made it earlier. I don't know. Hex. Okay, hex. What was this? May. Okay, never mind. I thought I did hex earlier. I don't know. But I'm like, I guess at this point I had already done whistle screams before, but they weren't like amazing. Like it wasn't even really a whistle scream, and whether it was supposed to be, I think it was like too weird, like. It was not that at all. It was like a weird inhale scream, which I don't do anymore because it's bad for you. Don't do inhale screams. It was like. That's why you don't do it. It was like two of those layered on top of each other, except like lower pitch, which I guess is kind of cool sounding. It was kind of like a fucking pterodactyl or some shit. And then in Seed, I did more of like an actual whistle thing, but instead, I was like really up close to the mic. I was like, and it was way quieter, so in post it was put up more. This was the first time where I just like. I still didn't do it like on command all the time. But it was weird. I don't even. Now I gotta do whistle screams, I guess. That's pretty cool. And it sounds better with like amp distortion on it. So yeah. There's your little history lesson. I got that history lesson. What the fuck am I talking about? Alright, let's go. This is supposed to be like a bass breakdown. Instead, I don't really think it's a breakdown. I think it's just like a bass section, drums, and a weird. Oh yeah, and that weird stuff in the background.
Because a person just keep their pessimism. It's a human just live with.
And here's the rap section.
We ever told you to change the world if you just put your mind to it? Instead you put your mind in the mind.
I'm fine. Everything you can't analyze, everything in my life. I think that's what you're wrong. The bass sound as well changed actually throughout this album. Because this had Amalgamate didn't have a real bass. But this and I'm Colossus both had different bass sounds to the rest of the album. They had the same bass sound, but yeah. See, this is where the different bass sound comes in. Right here in the trail. It almost doesn't even really sound like bass. Still gotta kind of work on it, I think. This is probably like the most personal song on the album for me. Oh yeah, this song and Dance to the Distance both repeat the "Remember My Misery" thing. The song turned like really weird later on. Like I knew it was gonna be a little bit more progressive from the start, but it just became weird. Like it became a wacky song. That sound, by the way, that hums. I still don't really know why I did it. I went hums. but like more loud, I guess. It's cool. I like this riff. No, long string comes later. What am I talking about? Also, another interesting fact. I know you guys don't know the story yet, and I'm not gonna reveal the story yet of this album until Final Stand comes out, just because then it would make sense. Because this is the third album in the story. It would be weird to talk about it before the second album in the story even releases. So I don't want to spoil things for the second album before it's even out. So yeah, but I'll say this: Atreyu, Dancers and Dissidents, and Enemy. Those 3 songs are kind of out of place. Every other song is in its place. I Am Colossus is the first song chronologically, Amalgamate's the second, Hex is the third, Parabola is the 7th, and Transcendence is the 8th. Those are in place, but the other songs may not be exactly in place. So when the story comes out about this album, the concept and everything, when I talk about it, I want you all to try to see where they all go. I won't give you any hints yet, though. Must have experimented with like glitching out vocals and shit. Bad solo time. It's not that bad, I think. It's not great though. So it lasts like a minute long. I like the main riff a lot though. It's simple, but it's cool. I don't even know how I did the solo, by the way. I just kind of played notes. Here's where it starts to get wacky.
Silent.
Blues time. This is where the most inspiration from that blues demo that I was talking about that turned into this song came from. But even for like the entire song was kind of like inspirations from it. Especially that like lead that you hear on the left ear, that was in that demo. This is a similar vocal melody that I was going to use in the demo I made as well.
What? No. Because I want them all, I know the grace is bad. I know the grace is bad because I want them all, I know they bad. Now I'm prisoner in my own mind. Remember the misery.
And then we go orchestral. Here comes a choir. This entire part is inspired by the bridge in Shaken Not Stirred by Paula. A lot of Tala influences, actually. I love Tala. Some good modern new metal. Vocal production on the song is kind of weird because for some reason the S's, like the S sound, is very apparent in some of those. Well, it was very apparent in the vocals, so I had to EQ it really weirdly. So it sounds weird in some places. Like here, I think it sounds a little weird. In other places, it sounds weird. Sometimes that kind of works. Like, I think when it go like earlier, I go like I can't seem to remember anything. I was kind of muffled there. It's kind of cool, actually. This isn't a perfect scream, but I actually kept it just because I like the set of the. That was not it at all. I don't even know what that was. That's weird. Just leading into the end of the song. I like this little part. What? That's a trio. The meaning for this song, though, like actual meaning, I don't know if I'm gonna talk about it yet, but it's very personal. I think I've talked about some of the things that is in the song before, so I don't know. Pay attention to the lyrics, but also make what you will of it. Music can be interpreted different by people. By why did I say people like that? By any person. By any people. What? By anybody. You can have a certain interpretation of the music and what the lyrics mean, but somebody else could have something completely different. You could think that I Am Colossus is about the government spying on you. It's not. In my opinion, that's not what I wrote it about. But if you think it is, then cool. But then someone else could think, oh, it's about cancel culture or something. Whatever. Think what you will. But yeah, alright. I'm going to go on to Dancers of Dissonance. Actually, something I do like. Here. They're like, that melody is kind of a play on the, I dare to say that I had won melody from earlier in the bridge. It's like, it's different because that's why it's a play on it. It's not the same thing. Anyway, yeah. Shut up. Dancers of Dissonance. It's probably the weirdest song on the album. Well, we'll talk. I have a lot to say about the song. We'll talk about it as we go along. This is the one where I went into it knowing it was going to be weird. And it still was weirder than I thought it was going to be. I know nobody at all is going to hear it. Nobody is going to hear the inspiration here. So I'm going to have to explain myself. But this part with the acoustic guitar, the two different layers of that, and then the electric coming in, is inspired by Chop Suey by System of a Down. I know nobody's going to understand that because it sounds nothing like Chop Suey. But it is because in Chop Suey the intro to Chop Suey has the chords like and then it has another guitar acoustic, I think it is. It might be electric, I don't know. That comes in going and then it has the electric coming in and going doing that thing. So what I'm trying to say is I kind of like it's inspired the kind of chaos of this intro, with the different layers of the guitars and everything. Even though none of the melodies are even similar. Here comes this weird fucking Bohemian Rhapsody Queen choir. This song also changed a lot from an original demo I had. The demo wasn't very long, but it did change a lot. These lyrics are a reference to a canceled song. Well, probably not canceled. I think I'm going to put it in the bonus edition for Final Stand. And here comes the pitched down vocals. And this synth. It's done with this thing. It's not a MIDI keyboard, actually, so I had to record this with my mic. But what's the volume on? Oh, it's not. Cool. And if I don't know what the tone was, 78. Yeah. Yes. I think that's that is. Or no, it is. Whoops, I fucked it up there. It was that, I think. So yeah, there's that. I got that at a garage there, like the Simpsons Hit and Run. And then I added effects on it to sound great. And then there's a weird, distorted synth here. Here's more weird choir. Here's where it gets really weird. The best breakdown on the album. I loved writing this bit. Because the idea I had originally for the breakdown was like, I always wanted to do the thing where I had the choir and I was like, remember, and then it leads into a breakdown because it goes from the choir and it gets a little wacky because it goes, and then it goes into Mama's over in like a weird, like distorted, like bit crushed voice, and then it goes into the crazy breakdown. And it took me a while to write the breakdown, but I think it was inspired by was it? Yeah, it was inspired by Amen, Bring Me the Horizon. Shut up. Hold on. I'm turning off the audio there for a second, just so I can try to find the breakdown. Okay. Here we are. Alright. So, hopefully I don't get turbo copyright claimed here, because I'm playing like 5 seconds of this. But it's that. Alright, I have to stop playing that so I don't get murdered by the copyright gremlins. Just gonna see the thing right on the YouTube live page. It just says, "We've detected copyrighted content. Fuck you." So yeah, it was inspired by the breakdown in Amen by Bring Me the Horizon.
It strikes me that I no longer belong here. Broken.
Then we have this little area of war, Bohemian Rhapsody choir. Doesn't even really sound like that. I don't know why I keep saying that. But I guess it's the inspiration for it. Is that weird? Like game sound in the background. Actually, in one of these songs, I sampled Donkey Kong. And then in this part, I was just like trying to kind of go back to channel my inner seed here. Back in seed, I fucking waterboarded myself. What's bad? For the weird like noises at the start of seed, I was just like. And now I can just do that. So now I don't need to waterboard myself for music. Yeah. And then the guitar here was like weird. It was like a 0. It was like, and then I did like weird dissonance. I like this part. Let's just feedback until the end. I like this intro for anime. It's my least favorite on the album, probably, though. Except for maybe Parabola. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of Parabola either. I still think they're good songs, but I didn't know what to do with this main riff, so I was like, what if I can do an amalgamate thing where it's like that really fast alternate picking on some note, and then I chose a higher note, and I was like, it's kind of cool. And I had the weird now. There's also where more nu metal influences kick in this song. Weird, close hi-hat groove there. I like the chorus. Become what I see inside of you today. Both choruses are different in this song. Same with I'm Colossus as well. I just put so many pick scrapes here. Yeah, flanger bass. Halftime one.
So of all you would never once again see the fucking
Whoops. Oh, that guy's broken. Whoops. Got two like hand solo time. I kinda realized after Atreya that I think I'm best with solos with like tapping. So here we go. Back to tapping in a second. Because I don't really know scales or anything because I'm stupid. There we go. Really into the second chorus of this. And I think honestly after this chorus it probably could have ended. Those are some good lows. I tried to experiment with kind of like larynx dropping where you're going to and then I also tried to do like the thing from earlier, but I think my voice is kind of like, I couldn't really go too high at this point because I had been doing vocals for a while that day, especially with this song where it was a lot of high false chord. But I was like, you'll serve your purpose after all, and like the, but it's not my enemy, which I go nasally a little bit there. It's where you get that kind of like, this is no kind of life. So yeah, there you go. But I tried to do like weird falsetto, false chord distortion here, which I guess was kind of what the thing was. It's just like going, and then like adding. You're like a toad thing. Mario! It's like, it's funny. You could use them like a comedy project, but then you can add like an extra hint of insanity, like, you'll recall what I hear inside of you today. Like that just extra insanity, which is the song needed. It's like the most deranged song on the album. I'll say story-wise, Redacted fits right in here with, especially with Atreyu, Enemy, Parabola, and Transcendence. And Dancers of Dissonance. Those, mainly actually Enemy, Parabola, and Transcendence. Actually, I just gave you a hint there. Fuck. Well, yeah, there you go. There's your hint. Yeah, we won't say anything. I don't say anything. It fits in. The Redacted fits in with the Enemy. There you go. I'm gonna cut that out later. Probably could have ended here, honestly. Here, go back with the riff earlier that we had, like, blast beat riff. This is also maybe the most story-involved song. I thought, drone! Then we get a little orchestral ending. Here comes Parabola. This was actually the first song I think I made with this bass tone. I made like tracks 1 through 3, and then I went to 7, and then I think I went back to Atreyu. And then I did Enemy, I think, and then I did Dances to Dissonance, and then I did Transcendence. The song isn't perfect, but it's alright. I like this part, actually. Vocally, I think, as well. It was interesting. I wanted to add more insanity to the song as well, make it a little creepier with these verses. And it's just like he was just like the character Hex was losing his mind. There you go. That's a hint for you. Main character is Hex, which I mean, you already heard his name in Redacted. So if you didn't see Redacted, go watch Redacted. What are you doing? It was a live interactive teaser. And what I might do, honestly, is I might do like a video where it's just all like the main events that happened in Redacted, so you don't just see like, here's fucking Billy Joe for 30 minutes. So yeah. Play.
Confronting my own mortality, Abysmal Plain, transcended, something far beyond.
I like this part a bit, but you can hear in the left ear, there's like a sweep sound that's kind of annoying. It's kind of like piercing in the left ear. It's not as bad as I originally thought, I think. This is a repeated few lines. Also, yeah, this is repeated in Transcendence as well. Got a lot to talk about Transcendence, actually. Yeah, I thought it would be cool if I just, started, adding in a bunch of white noise to overpower everything. Then we get into this weird, piano melody that's really, affected and everything. Here we go, Transcendence. This might be my favorite song on the album. I wasn't sure how I was going to do it originally, because it was an 11.5-minute long song. What the fuck? But I actually like it. I don't know. I don't think it really loses my attention that much. Except for maybe the intro, but it's an intro. So there you go. It goes back, because this album kind of deviates a little bit more from the industrial stuff. There's some more industrial stuff in this stuff like Hex. Which actually, the reason why my computer blue screen, I think, is because of the synth. There's the main synth line, which I think went through a few channels of distortion. But then there's a really weird droney synth in the background the entire time. That I think I talked about in the bass section. That one goes through 5 different channels of distortion or something. And I think that's why my computer blue screen. It couldn't handle it. Well, my laptop, this computer would be fine. I used to make music on my laptop, and then I switched to this computer after Hex, I think. So yeah. But this goes back to more full industrial territory with a lot more synths and stuff. It's also written in 15/4. This and Hex were written in different time signatures. Kinda. Had those parts of Hex that are written in 4/4 and such. But there was some other parts of Hex that were written in 7/4, I think. Especially, I think the synth line was. There goes 44274. And I wanted this intro part to be weird, where all the other parts come in at weird times. Like that. Also, there's a reference to every single song in this song. Whether it's like a riff from earlier, a melody from earlier, a line or anything. Or it's like a riff from earlier that's like changed. Like, there's an enemy riff in this song that I'll get to later when it comes up. That is just like different it's the first verse of Enemy, the like the weird like bendy riff. There's something kind of like that in the song. It's like a altered version of it. Then there's like other riffs that are like the exact same, riffs that are like slowed down or sped up or something. Then there's like right now, actually, I think that just came in, the piano melody at the end of Parabola, and also the spinning around in my own body thing comes in the song. Sometimes there'll be a line or something from a previous song, like there's "Why can't I go back?" which is a reference to Hex. There's like a riff from I'm Colossus. There's like a soft part in the song that the riff in there is the chorus riff from Dancers to Dissonance. There's a lot of references. It's cool. And like Otreyu has a reference, blah blah blah, you get it. But if you can hear that weird piano melody in the background, it's a slightly altered version of the piano melody at the end of Parabola. I love this synth. It's kind of catchy. I wrote these riffs with the synth first this time. Never really done that before. Thought it would be interesting. And it kind of works. I kind of ran out of riff ideas for the song when I came to making it, so then I was like, well, I'll make random synth lines. And here's the spinning around on my own body thing. More glitchy stuff. Here's a weird, like time-changing bit here. Weird tempo changes. I think it's kind of cool. Makes it a little more technical and everything. When it gets a little slower. I think lyrically, this and Amalgamate and I'm Colossus were probably the hardest to write. Atreyu, I think I actually wrote some lyrics for originally, and then I like changed it up a lot. But I had like an idea of what I wanted to do. Like the intro lyrics were like the same. From when I wanted to make it an actual metal song about blues. So the idea was to have a long song at the end of the album anyway. So this was supposed to be it from the start. Transcendence. There's Donkey Kong. Hero sent to the background. Then there's that weird lead. Here's the enemy riff. It's like it's a reference with like the bendy stuff. It's a different kind of version because I had to rewrite this riff in 15.4. Nice jokes. I like that. This is probably my favorite part of the song, especially lyrically. Yeah, it is. Okay, this is an amalgamate reference. I'll pause for a second. The instrumental right here, the riff is a slowed down version of the main riff of Amalgamate. So the it's a slowed down version of that. Also, there was the "Why Can't I Go Back" reference to Hex. Random black metal part. I don't know why it's at this part. Oh, it would be kind of cool. The distorted scream as well. Let me slow down the pitch a little bit. Solo time. There's not really a lot of lyrics to the song, really. And again, there's no chorus. There really isn't a structure. It just kind of happens. Kind of went a little Meshuggah here with the tapping, kind of on a lower string as well. Are we about to head into Breakdown World? I think we are. This breakdown is kind of weird. It's like off time and stuff, but that was kind of the point. It's supposed to be kind of like the intro where things were off time. I think the breakdown call for like everything is quiet leading into a breakdown was funny though. Just like everything is quiet, and then it just goes. I thought that would be funny. This is the part. Okay, so right here is the Dancers to Dissonance chorus riff. Originally I think it was gonna be the I'm Colossus chorus riff, but again I the file for that is on my other computer, so didn't really want to dig through that right now, so I was like, the Dancers to Dissonance thing right here, and I'll just use a different reference to I'm Colossus. So there you go. There's the Dissonance written off. There's still references to be found for I'm Colossus and Atreyu. But then I just added tapping in the background because I thought it would be nice. It's like that was weird. It's like I don't know. It's like weird. It was like for reasons undefined. There you go. I think I was trying to do a Chester Bennington thing there, and then I just didn't. And no, the references and the riffs from earlier songs is not lazy songwriting. It's what I wanted to do. Here's a Atreyu reference, I think. Yep. This riff right here is the Atreyu riff, the main Atreyu riff slowed down. I'm experimenting with glitching things out in this song as well. There's like transitions. More tapping. I'm Colossus reference. There's all your references. Yeah. Some orchestral shit. Ooh. We're in the chaos part now. This part's weird. So this part, let me pause for a second. This part I thought it would be cool if I brought in like every single part from the song and made it play something different. So like one guitar could play a riff from earlier, and then one guitar could play a different riff. The bass could play something completely different. The drums could play something from like the start of the song or something. And then you have like the main synth line playing on that, like the synth that I said I really liked, and then there's like a different synth playing something else, and then there's like everything's just playing something different here, and then I'm just doing a long scream on top of it. It's fucking chaos, and I think it's cool. Like, it's just wild. One of the riffs, by the way, that's playing right now, I don't think I mentioned it earlier, but it's one of my favorite riffs in the song. It's like a dun, 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 dun. It's like a weird, like, maybe because it comes up in the song earlier and I didn't mention it, but it's got, like, weird tremolo bits mixed in the riff. Do a little black metal again. I think it's cool. I like the riff. I kind of want to do something like that again in a future album. We'll see. Then here we lead into the orchestral bit of the song. And here we go. Just full orchestral bit here. It's kind of cool. Brought in the old weird ambient guitar from earlier. Though that's just like a brass sample right there. Kind of my first time experimenting with just doing like a full orchestral, but like I've done like orchestral. It's just like strings and stuff, but I mean, here is it with like brass and with choir. I mean, I've experimented with choir too, and like the drums and stuff. And that's the whole album right there. That was it. Again, sorry about talking over it and all that shit. But I mean, the album's still up if you want to go listen to it, so just go listen to it. In conclusion, it's my favorite thing I've released so far. But I don't think there's much competition there. But I'm proud of it. I'm happy it exists. I'm going to talk a little bit about Redacted. Redacted was interesting. It was kind of a test run for doing like live interactive streams like that, because I want to do more of that in the future. It wasn't perfect or anything, but I thought it was kind of cool. It was also the dialogue might have been a little cringe, but it was fun. Okay, I thought it was fun. And then all of like the scenes with like that warehouse scene and like the cabin and all that stuff, I did all that in Blender. And then there's like the credits at the end where I got the models and the textures and the sound effects that were used and stuff like that. I did like the putting together of everything, and I did like the streaming and all that. It was cool. I had fun doing it. And that there was an event stream for this year. I mean, I've had a few. I mean, we had like the Johnny Razor Mario Party tournament, Unite at Home. But I mean, the next coming months is gonna be a lot more events and stuff like that I'm working on. Kind of what I want to do streaming wise. Like, I want to play these games and stuff because it's fun. But what I also want to do is I want to do events, and I want to do, charity stuff, and I want to do shows and stuff like that. But obviously I want to do music as well. That's what, there you go, combining like an event and a live interactive kind of game thing with music. It was a teaser for Final Stand, the Abysmal Plain, considering it literally came out a day later. So yeah, that's kind of all you really need to know about Redacted. I'll explain more in the future again when I like reveal the story of this album. But again, right now, I haven't revealed the story of this album, so I don't really want to reveal too much yet. But yeah, there's Redacted. There's your kind of explanation for that. And honestly, I think that's really it for today. Or not for today, because again, I'll be back later doing Deltarune. But yeah, that's gonna do it for today's stream. Tomorrow I might stream twice again. I'm not sure. It might just be once. I don't really know what my plans are this week. I'm gonna start making a schedule soon for streaming, or maybe not like a full like schedule, but like make a like say like, oh, I'm gonna do at least 3 streams a week. I'll do that actually. Yeah, sure. 3 streams a week. There you go. There's a schedule. At least 3 streams a week. That is. I could do more if I want. It's if I want. And if like something bad happens where like I tragedy or like something where I just can't stream that day or something, or like I just can't do 3 streams, I'm not home or something, or stuff going on, whatever, then I won't. I kind of wish YouTube had like a live feature that like Twitch has, where like someone might not be streaming and you can go into like their chat and do like a see a schedule or something, chat and stuff like that. Kind of wish YouTube had that. I also wish it had like something like channel points, but they'd probably get sued by Twitch, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'll be back again later and tomorrow, again, unless something happens. Yeah, and then Saturday something cool might happen. It's a might because it's not finalized yet, but I mean, over this week, you could be seeing some weird stuff. You could be seeing cardboard and shit. I'm working on something. It's gonna be very fun, scuffed as well. But yeah, can't say too much yet. But if it does happen this week, then I do plan on talking about it this week on stream and doing it on Saturday. So yeah, see you later, everybody. Goodbye.